years after the release of Osmo Plus, DJI decided to update its standalone handheld gimbal product line. With a gimbal that can shoot 4K 60 frames per second, 100 megabits per second video, a gimbal that has face tracking, 140-minute battery life, a touch screen, and more. Since half of these features barely fit into Osmo Plus, they had to do something about the design and the size. And so they did. Say hello to Osmo Pocket, a palm-sized handheld, finger-held gimbal that can do this. Osmo Pocket comes in this minimalistic box. Inside the box we're greeted with Osmo Pocket, its case, and some cards about Osmo Shield. Inside Osmo Pocket's case, a wristband for the case not for Osmo Pocket, USB to USB-C cable, lightning adapter to connect Osmo Pocket to your iPhone, USB-C adapter for your Android and iPad Pro, and some papers. They also added a diagram on the box showing how to place Osmo Pocket into its cover. Don't laugh, some people can't figure this stuff out. Osmo Pocket is very tiny, but it feels very sturdy. It has a tiny touch screen at the front, a record and mode/on-off button underneath, a USB-C port at the bottom, and micro SD card slot on the side. When you turn it on, it gets ready to shoot in just 5 seconds. Connecting Osmo Pocket to your phone is easy. Simply put the compatible adapter to your Osmo Pocket and plug it to your phone. And launch the new DJI app called Mimo. Osmo Pocket has 12 megapixel camera with 1/2.3-inch CMOS sensor. The 26mm f2.0 lens has 80 degrees field of view. It can shoot up to 4K 60 frames per second, 100 megabits per second video, and it weighs only 116 grams. And I know what you're thinking. What is this? A gimbal for ants? Actually, the situation here is more Ant-Man than Zoolander, especially considering the intelligent modes like object tracking, face tracking, and motion time-lapse. Also now you can offset the position of the object you're tracking. It doesn't need to be in dead center. It also has first-person view aka FPV mode. In this mode, instead of correcting the angles, it just smooths the footage, which is very useful when your inner David Lynch needs some angles. See, Osmo Pocket has similar size sensor and action camera or Osmo Plus has. But the lens is not that wide angle. Which means while you're filming, the footage will not look like that pool scene from Ace Ventura. And on top of that, since it can focus, it has some depth of field for more professional look. This 3-axis gimbal gives you a stabilized footage no electronic image stabilization can achieve. It is incomparable to electronic image stabilization. Take the best one in the market right now, GoPro Hero 7. It has the best electronic image stabilization I have ever seen. But as soon as the light dies, the stabilization dies with it. That is never the case for optical image stabilization. And it is not easy to make such small and compact gimbal. So the question here is it as good as Osmo Plus? It is time for the Rocky test. Now we're gonna play the test of, let's turn to selfie mode. What she needs to do is she just needs to triple click that trigger under her finger. What I need to do is I have to swipe up and go into the menu and hit this. 1, 2, 3. So yes, a product this size with a tiny screen and 2 buttons on it has a new user interface. You can use Osmo Pocket in 3 ways. You can use it by itself, you can use it with your phone, or you can get the wireless module and connect your device wirelessly. Let's start with using Osmo Pocket by itself. With this button you can switch between photo and video mode, and with this button you can start recording a video or shoot a photo. Also on the right side of the screen here you have this tiny thing that you can pull up and down to rotate the gimbal. If you swipe from bottom to top, you go into the gimbal settings. If you swipe from top to bottom, you go into a menu where you can find general settings, image quality, how you want to preview the image while filming, crop to fill the screen or full image, and brightness. Swipe from left to right to view your images and videos, and swipe from right to left for your mode and mode settings menu. When you attach this to your phone, you can find more settings in here. First of all, I can control the gimbal. At the bottom, we have the basic or professional settings, and this is where it gets interesting. We can change the video format here, we can change the white balance, we can change the anti-flicker, volume amplification level, you can turn on noise reduction, you can have grid lines, you can see if the footage is overexposed, you can see the histogram, and then you can change the focus mode from continuous to single. So when you're in the professional settings, when you go back, as you can see, the menu is changed a little bit. Here you can adjust your ISO, your shutter speed, or you can just switch to auto. And when we go to this menu, as you can see, now we have much more selections. There is a quality setting here which is fine and super fine. Now the difference between fine and super fine, when you're in super fine, the sensitivity of the sensor is increased, which drains the battery a little more and it makes Osmo Pocket heat a little faster, but in return it gives you sharper and better looking footage, especially when you're indoors. Also, you don't need a micro SD card if you're going to use Osmo Pocket attached to your phone. It will record directly on your phone. The advantage of the Wi-Fi module is you can set your camera somewhere. Because I have a Wi-Fi connection to the phone, I can walk away and I can track myself from a distance. So cute. No, it's still me. Still tracking me. It's very nice because I can talk and come towards the camera. I don't need a cameraman anymore. And when I get close, I can just select my face and it starts looking at my face, I can get even closer. And yeah, it is as if I don't need a cameraman anymore. And I can frame myself, so if I don't want this to be framed this way, I can push it down from here. So it's gonna track me, but my framing is gonna be like this. It is still tracking my face, but it doesn't center it. I can put myself off center. Let's go for a more artistic shot like this. Hey! It's very nice. Very useful feature. Also, motion time-lapse works just as you expected. Perfectly. In low light situations, the results are very satisfying as well. However, the focus is contrast detection. So for a Sony user's standards, it is not super fast, but for a Panasonic GH5 user's standards, it is amazing. I think DJI forgot to put color profiles and HDR into this little thing. Maybe they'll do that in the future. Osmo Pocket itself doesn't have a speaker, so when you're watching back a video on it, you cannot hear it. Also, if you want to mount this on a tripod, you need to get the accessory mount. Actually, it has tons of accessories. ND filters, which I recommend a lot. Pocket controller wheel. So instead of using this, there's gonna be a physical button next to this, which is gonna make it easier to use. An extension rod, a charging case, 60-meter waterproof case, and yes, a microphone adapter. I think Osmo Pocket is a huge step forward from Osmo Plus. It is ridiculously compact and very easy to use. And it doesn't bother people around you while you're filming. It is a tiny 3-axis gimbal with a huge potential. I can't wait to use this little monster in my videos. Well, thank you very much for watching this episode, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that subscribe button. I must have a subscribe button somewhere here on the screen. Hit that subscribe button and play Ding Dong Ditch with the bell next to it and join the world domination. And please let me know what you think about Osmo Pocket in the comment section. In the comment section below. And until I see you the next time, take really good care of yourselves and hoşça kalın. Where did it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go, little fella? Where did it go?